trend. Oh, guess what I found in my cabinets? Campbell's. Last but not least, goodbye. So yeah, no more Campbell's, no more Campbell's. The owner told you it's fake food.
And just in case anybody is wondering, yes, I went to the store today and nobody bought Campbell's soup anything. Not a cream of mushroom was gone, not a cream of chicken, not a chicken broth. I don't even know if they sell chicken broth, but when I seen the cans, it was one can missing out of 4 or 5 rows. So yeah, somebody tag me when they go bankrupt or when they finally close business down. And what's crazy is, in that comment section, I saw other people commenting that other CEOs of their own companies do not allow their family, their kids, their friends to even buy or purchase or have near any of their products. Any. Cooked yourself. Cooked. Done.
Hey everyone, welcome back. 2025 is truly a year of exposure. It feels like every other week another secret is being revealed. So, there's a leaked recording that's allegedly from a high-level Campbell's soup executive, and it has sparked a huge reaction in the Black community. A lot of people are upset, and some are even talking about boycotting Campbell's product altogether. We're going to watch a few clips, and then I'll come back with my thoughts after that. But before we roll the clips, full credit to all creators featured in this segment. All right, let's get into it.
Did y'all hear what Campbell Soup VP said about the Campbell Soup? Baby, that man said he didn't know he was being recorded, right, on the mic. They were out to eat. Him and another big executive and then somebody else. Baby, the VP of Campbell Soup said, I don't eat that. That ain't real chicken up in there. I don't feed my family that mess. Oh, but you want to feed my family that mess. And other Americans that mess. Oh, yeah. He say that chicken is photo, 3D chicken. And I don't like Campbell Soup. It's too salty. It's too salty. And the noodles is too mushy. And that chicken that now we know is not chicken, it is too little. And they don't put a lot up in there. But guess what? Campbell Soup is not the only one, y'all. These people just getting your money. They ain't feeding their family that stuff. They not feeding their family that stuff. And guess what? You don't need to feed yours that stuff. Look, if you want to make you some chicken, if you want chicken noodle soup, make your own chicken noodle soup. Because that man said, baby, that is fake chicken.
We have shit for fucking poor people. Who buys our shit? People are fucking I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
A new lawsuit filed against Campbell's after a former employee says he recorded that audio of his supervisor.
And Campbell's Soup, you ain't even got to worry about me going down the aisle that y'all own in the supermarket no more. Huh? And Campbell's Soup, you ain't got to worry about me going down the aisle y'all own in the supermarket. Huh? Campbell's Soup exec caught saying some very, very disrespectful things. Campbell's Soup for poor people. He don't even buy it because it's 3D printed meat. He don't know where the meat coming from. It's genetically, all this stuff, okay? Now, the person who recorded it used to work at the company, right? Now, when the person recorded and he found out about it, they don't say, that's not true. They don't say, oh my God, that's false information. They say, we gonna put out a lawsuit because I was being recorded without knowing or not to my knowledge. Is this the truth here? Is this what we're doing? Campbell Soup, listen. Y'all can come out and say all y'all got to say. But you only got to tell me one time. One time and one time only. That y'all shit ain't right. Listen, y'all right in that same place of the supermarket as Kool-Aid for me. I ain't going down there. I don't do that no more. Okay, that was back in the day. A nigga get a sniffle around here, go drink some ginger tea. You'll be all right. We'll figure it out. Fluids, okay? I'm just here to bring y'all the news, but apparently this situation with Campbell's, they not denying it. But Whether it's the truth or not, that's up to you to understand. You tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm just a messenger.
If this large corporation didn't protect the very one that was coming to warn them about what the VP was ranting on, what should we think as consumers of these products? They fired the whistleblower. So I question, is this meat biodegradable? Is it made by a 3D printer? Because this is the words that came out of the VP's mouth. It makes me think, because these corporations they don't care about the consumer and what we consume as humans. Because you hear from the VP, they don't even eat this product. They just produce it and sell it. So if he's not eating it, why should we? And if they're not protecting their own employees, the whistleblower that came forward to let them know this is what is being said about workers as well as the consumers, treating and talking about the consumers and the workers as peasants. What else is being done within this corporation?
This is why we have so much illness. This is why we have so much sickness. This is why we have so many health problems, starting at a young age. We feed our kids this bull that these high corporations would not eat. They're telling us this is what's good for our kids. They're telling us this is what's good for our kids. And they get it out and they charge us a low price so that we can go out there and grab it because we living on a budget. And then we feed the shit to our kids, and our kids end up with health problems for the rest of their life. No Campbell's products. Go look at your cabinet right now and throw all that. So the CEO of Campbell's Food admitted that his food was fake. So we've been feeding our children these little Campbell soups, these little Campbell snacks, these little Campbell canned foods, and it's fake. We already been knowing a lot of food being fake, but the way that he expressed how fake and how he would never eat it and how Campbell's food is for poor people, man, why is that even in our grocery stores? We need to go to our grocery stores and tell our local grocery stores to take every Campbell product off the shelf. These people don't give a damn when it comes to the people down here. Just like the dude at Kellogg's talking about we can have cereal for dinner. Poor people. These people are so insensitive to the way that life is down here at the bottom. The CEO said out of his own mouth that the food was 3D printed. Tell your local grocery store we don't want that on our shelves, especially in our neighborhoods. If you got Campbell's in your cabinet right now, throw that away.
Did y'all see that the Campbell's Soup VP just got caught on a secret recording saying their food is made with bioengineered meat? It's not healthy, and get this, poor people are the only ones who buy it. You see, this is how these big-time CEOs talk when there's no cameras around. This is how they think. They don't understand people. They don't eat the stuff they sell. They don't go live. They don't answer comments, right? They don't go TikTok. They don't go on Instagram. They don't even go in the stores. They don't step 1 foot on the farm, right? You see me in the picker. These executives are not talking to everyday people. They don't care about everyday people. That's the truth. And this is why I've been preaching the same message for years. Like, real food comes from real people, family owned, no investors, like my family's business. No weird fillers, no bioengineered meat coming out of a 3D printer, no glyphosate pesticides on any of our crops. When you support good foods and family businesses like us, you're not supporting $1 billion boardroom, okay? With the laughs, you're supporting a family business, a family that you see in the community. Comments on, right? So if you want real protein, real nutrition, real transparency, stop expecting it from corporations who don't even eat their own products. Go with real food.
I am glad that that employee, that he leaked this conversation, because it needed to be heard by the public about what the Campbell's Soup Company is doing with their profits. They would rather produce manufactured foods instead of actually giving people real quality food just so they can make a quick buck.
And it really just is so amazing to see all of this happen, because it's like, oh, well, you're just giving the consumer a reason to not buy your product because you actually don't even believe in your product. Yeah, you're the VP for this company, but like actually you are telling the public pretty much that the soup is poison. And obviously he probably didn't know he was being recorded, you know? But either way, that's how you genuinely feel about Campbell's Soup as the VP of the company. And then knowing that and knowing it's not healthy and knowing that the meat is engineered in a lab and 3D printed, but then to still like be the VP of the company, it's like you're just the VP because you want the money, but you don't actually care how it affects people, how it's unhealthy for people, and then literally was calling the consumer of Campbell's Soup poor. He was like, I don't buy our product because it's for poor people, pretty much is what he was saying. And it's like, oh, so you don't believe in your own product for your company, and you think that it's unhealthy, and you think that it's kind of toxic because there's 3D printed meat in it, and you also don't buy it because you believe that it's just for poor people, who then you're basically saying don't deserve to have anything healthy because they're poor. And so you don't care how the company is actually affecting anyone's health. Because again, your company and your product is meant for poor people. Like, do you see how that's all realistically the craziest thing ever? Like, that's actually insane. And so obviously something's probably going to happen from this. But my thing is that just proves that maybe people don't need to be eating your product. Like, and that's just going to be bad for your company.
So the CEO of Campbell's Soup said that they don't consume Campbell's Soup, and I'm not surprised. And there's plenty of CEOs, executives from food brands who've said that they don't eat their product. Executives from McDonald's don't eat those fries. They quality test it to put it on the market so you can buy it, but they don't eat that stuff. You know, Nestle sells sugar to the world. Their families, their children don't consume Hershey bars. You know, the people behind tobacco, you think they sitting there smoking Newports and Marlboro Reds? No. You think the people who create baby formula so that you can, you know, do something quick to quiet your baby instead of giving them the nutrition from your breasts that were there for you to feed your baby? No. They make that for you to buy and for their profit, basically. And all of them do it. Oh, I think it was not too long ago, the executives or CEO at Coca-Cola said they don't drink Coca-Cola, but they sell it to you. You got to think of that stuff as a product. It's not real food. That's why they tell you when you go to the grocery store, don't shop on the inside of the grocery store. So shop on the outside where the fresh vegetables and fresh meat is. And, you know, hey, these days you got to be even careful with that, with all these food recalls. So at this point, we'll all be eating air. But yeah, and if you have to do what you have to do not get this misconstrued. If you have to do what you got to do to survive, do it. Because trust and believe, we've all had to do something. You get what I'm saying? I've always hated canned food, though, even when my grandma would make certain things. Not Campbell's Soup, but other things. And it always tastes like canned to me. I hate that taste. I hate that metal taste. It's disgusting. But, you know, again, he said the quiet part out loud. So, just know that. If you can help it, stay out of that. Leave that shit on the goddamn shelf, because you're practically going to a store, buying a blanket and eating it. It's not food. They don't consider it food. It's a product to sell to you for profit. Nothing new.
Go ahead and take that Campbell's Soup off the Thanksgiving table, because right now there's a leak audio of Campbell's VP stating that Campbell's, 1, is for poor people, and 2, Campbell's may or may not contain bioengineered meat. Now, in the leak audio, those were the VP's words, not me. Okay? He also goes on to state that he's not eating that. He's barely buying any of it because it's unhealthy. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that one. But you're telling me the Campbell's Soup that only give you 2 cubes of chicken is bioengineered meat and they still holding out? I never really had Campbell's Soup a lot, but I would see it and I always said, hey man, maybe I can get some Campbell's Soup. But now, forgive me, I will not be having any Campbell's Soup. So when you go over to grandma, auntie, whoever, cousin, uncle, make sure you tell them, hey, take that Campbell's soup off the Thanksgiving table. In fact, why would your family be using Campbell's soup for the Thanksgiving dinner? That's crazy that leak audio came out of the VP saying that.
The meats in the chicken noodle soup and things like that, that's bioengineered. AKA, that's not real food. That's not real meat. And I really just wanted to stand up for the neurodivergent community. You know, as somebody with ADHD, we knew that. We were trying to tell y'all that. We have been trying to tell you, you shouldn't trust meat in a can because it doesn't look real, it doesn't feel real, and nothing about it makes me feel safe. I don't like it. I'm not eating it.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. You know, I'm just thinking about this latest selfish act and remarks from a wealthy person. You know, this VP for Campbell's who was ranting about the engineered meat and how he doesn't eat it and that it's for poor people. What is with this flex of dogging out poor people? What is it with so many wealthy people and very successful people, and not all, but with some of you guys, that you just have this disdain for poor people and disdain for DEI and homeless, and just, does that make you feel some kind of way, like all your millions and homes and yachts just are not enough to do it for you, that you have to, every chance you get, just say something so cruel and evil about people who are less fortunate? And Campbell's, just like so many of you other companies, without poor people, you wouldn't have a pot to you know what in. So show some gratitude. You know, it's just this sense in the, right now in this country that you just want to make everybody poor. But guess what? It's the poor and working class that keep you guys wealthy. And luckily, people are starting to realize that, and they're pushing back. So this time of year, I'm sure people buy a lot of Campbell's products for their green beans and whatever things they're making, and now they're probably pulling back and maybe going somewhere else. So I hope you feel it. Probably won't make a difference, but I hope you feel it. You need to learn, don't bite the damn hand that feeds you.
I've been eating Campbell's all my life. Whole time it's made from a 3D printer. That man was going off. He was upset. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm waiting for that class action lawsuit. Where is my money? Y'all said the soup was fake. Y'all said it was made from a 3D printer. And y'all better not try to cancel that man, because what he said is not a lie. Just like the ramen noodles. We shouldn't be eating that. But we are. Why? Because it's easy food. And we like it when we're sick. But now that he said it, I'm kind of second guessing it. Like, maybe I shouldn't eat it no more.
We gotta stop eating all this processed food. Well, I don't really like that, but that little packaged food, the rice and chicken and the pasta, I don't eat none of that chicken. I'd be like, this ain't chicken. I'll be knowing. Do y'all be knowing? Because ain't that many goddamn chickens right here around on these corners.
You've heard it from the horse's mouth, okay? Bioengineered meat. It's not like we didn't know, okay? I think that's why most of us stick with the nacho cheese, the cream of chicken, and the cream of mushroom as sauces, okay? I don't know when was the last time I actually had like Campbell's soup just to have it as soup, all right? Furthermore, it's wild that dude said that Campbell's Foods or Campbell's Soup is for poor people, because in about 6 to 9 months, he might be in the trenches with us, okay? He might be, hey, I wish I could be getting Campbell's Soup. And as a matter of fact, we don't even get Campbell's Soup. We get Great Value, all right? Lastly, and most importantly, Robert Garza, you know, I might be being a little stereotypical here, and I apologize, but you might want to be careful, okay? I heard that the ICE is detaining people, just detaining people, all right? You can even have the documentation, and they're detaining you. If you have a Hispanic or Latin-sounding name, they just taking you in. Who bets to believe Campbell's got people, all right? And you trying to sue them for a lot of money, and I'm sure it's way less to deport you. Do you understand? I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for it. I'm just saying, watch out. All right? We are in a new day and age.
And this message is for Campbell's Soup. What do you mean bioengineered? What do you mean 3D printed meat? You guys went from good to in a day. And they stocks are about to go down. Not a good move, buddy.
If these claims are true, then this is really disappointing. The whole point of a food company is to make food people can trust, food that is safe and good for families. But instead, it sounds like someone in a high position who only cares about money than the health of the people eating it. Also saying the food is for poor people, that's just disrespectful. A lot of families buy affordable food because that's what they can manage right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone deserves respect no matter how much money they have. It also makes me wonder, if someone at the top doesn't even want to eat the food themselves, then why should anybody else trust it? At the end of the day, food is personal and we put it into our bodies. So the people who make it should actually care and not just make profits. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Consider joining my community by subscribing, liking, and sharing. It really helps YouTube recommend this video to a wider audience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.